Okay. Hey guys. Tonight we are going to be talking all about dialogue and the conversations that you can be having with people. So, Allie is one of our ambassadors who joined in the last few days of October, and she is absolutely crushing it with ambassador enrollments. Allie, how many ambassadors do you have right now? Is it 4 or 5?
I have 5.
That's what I thought. Okay, so Allie's got 5 ambassadors, and she joined in the last week of October, and I'm super excited because she was on board to talk to you guys tonight about just the conversations that she's having with people, how many people she's reaching out to, and all of that goodness. So, Allie, you want to take the floor?
Sure. Thank you guys so much for letting me speak tonight. That was a surprise and I appreciate it. Hi, everybody. For those that don't know me, I'm Allison. I live in California. I'm a wife and I have 2 babies, and I am just so excited to be on this team with all of you. Before I start, like, by no means am I an expert. I am just like kind of reaching out to people through my heart and kind of just meeting them where I see fit. So I'm still learning just like everybody. And I just want to just preface with that. So I'll just share a little bit about what I've learned and what I've been doing. First, like for some of us who have just started, and even Britt and Alexie, they'll tell us, like, when you first start, make a list of people that you see that you would want to work with that could benefit from this company, this business, this supplement. So that's kind of what I did in the very beginning. I made a good list of people that I thought that might be perfect for the opportunity and that would really love the supplements. So that's kind of where I started. And I've kind of made it a goal every single day to reach out to 5, 7. It's kind of going up each day as I build confidence. So I'm kind of thinking, like, who would this benefit? I'll have like the nutritional aspect, those people, or I'll have like financially, those people. Like, I kind of have them categorized, and it gives me a better idea of how to approach that person. So doing a little bit of research and like kind of not assuming what they would be interested in, but kind of like gravitating towards what you think their interest would be in the business versus, like having a topic in mind. So another thing with assuming, like, I've learned, like, don't assume someone's just not going to want to do it, because I've done that in the past. When Britt reached out to me for this experience, like, I was not looking for this experience. I was happy. I was content. I was doing my other sales gig. I wouldn't say I was 100% fulfilled, but I was fine. And I never once was like, oh, maybe like I should change, until I was presented with some facts and some amazing that we all were presented with. So that's one of the things of advice I should say is, like, don't assume somebody is not going to want to do it just because they're doing something else. So what I've really learned in the past is, like, and what I really feel like is my calling is, like, to make sure that this is from a serving basis. So, like, I'm here to serve others and to make sure that they succeed. Like, their success is my success. Like, I am not thinking of like, oh, I want this girl, so I hit EC. Well, or, like, I hit executive. So of course, we are building a business, and that is something that's important. But I think that if you're 100% in a service base, like from the heart, that everything is just going to flow from there. So I'm like thinking, how would this enrich that person's life? And that's kind of where I start. So with that, like, if you're coming from a serving place, like, you're going to be genuine. You're going to reach out to somebody and pick apart like what's going to be great for them. So, and then every person that you reach out to, it's going to be different, right? So, it's not like a standard for each person that you're going to approach. And you all know this, but just to reiterate that. So basically we heard Brittany last week, Brittany Hitch, like be excited, like share the excitement, share your want to do this, your want to succeed, and like make them feel special because they are special. You chose them like to present this gift to. Like this is something that is everybody should want, right? Like I'm big on affirmation. So like going into it, I'm like, why wouldn't someone want this? So just present them and present them the facts that are interested for them. Does that make sense? I kind of like going back to like whether sharing like the products or the business is what's going to excite them. I ask questions, like get to know what their needs are, what they're lacking in their life. And then let them ask questions. Like I am a fast talker. I need to make sure that they have the opportunity to talk and tell me what they are looking for. And then you can kind of navigate from there. And then I've also learned that like oversharing in the beginning is super overwhelming. So like if you hit them with like a bunch of like facts all at first, they're going to probably be scared. So I personally am like that too. So definitely can be overwhelming. So just kind of like hone in and direct the facts specific to what would benefit their life. Like for example, it's like if someone's super interested in the products, I'll be like, well, guess what? Like 87% customer retention rate in this company right now. Like that means these products work. That means they love them. Like this is like the cleanest, most, like you just kind of like buffer up what they're excited about. So, and then I always kind of like follow up with like, hey, and you are never stuck in this. You have 30 days to try it. You can send it back. If you don't like it, there's nothing to lose, but like, hey, like, why not try, get healthy and make some money too? That's kind of how I presented it a little bit in the past as well. And then a big thing is like, it's just scary, especially for somebody that's never done this type of network marketing. Like this is like a whole new set of terms and world that you're kind of navigating. So like, I promise my friends and these people that are interested, like I'm going to be here learning with you every day. Like I'm going to make sure that we succeed together. And I think that's been really powerful so that they know that they're not going to just be thrown to the wolves and like expected to perform a certain way. Like I'm going to make sure to be there to guide them. And I think that makes them feel less alone. And then also like Britt and Alexie say all the time, like share your story, share everybody's stories. There's so many wonderful things that have happened already in such a short amount of time. And that is exciting in itself and very, convincing to others that like, hey, she did it. I can do it too. It's a little bit empowering, I guess is a better word to say that. So I'm really like big on making the effort. So like go and meet them for coffee, like go for a walk, like share the products with them. Like I'm just going to guess, but probably like 95% of people aren't going to join right away, just like from just one conversation. So like showing, like having it in their hands, like squirting the spray literally in their mouth, like showing them. And maybe that's not as easy because we're in the time we're living in. And also like if a lot of your customers are social media based or whatnot, but if you can, I think that it really helps just to kind of be face to face and have that genuine interaction to where they're going to see like, whoa, she's super pumped about this. Like I want what she is so excited about. And like kind of going off of that, like it's a process, like check in, but give some space, share incentives, like, and every time like show up excited. Like this is a gift. Like I want you to do this with me because I want to share this with everybody I love. Like this is insane. Not only for the health benefits, but like you can make money, you can make killer money and and fit it into your lifestyle. So there's just so many positives you can kind of like present them with. And then kind of like I was saying, like I love the greens, they're amazing. Like next time I see you, I'll bring you one. And that can just be like, then the next time you see them, like a few days later, be like, here it is. And then it starts a whole nother conversation. And then they've had time to think about it. And chime in if you guys have comments or questions. I'm almost done. Sorry. Let's see. Also, I know that we've all talked about three-way messaging, like that's been really successful as well. Just having another person that can vouch for the products and the business. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like common fears and what I've done to combat that a little bit. Everybody, or I would say the majority of people I've talked to have been like, I'm not that girl. Like, I'm not salesy. Like, I don't want, like, I don't know. And I'm like, girlfriend, or men, I know there's men, but I haven't personally talked to one yet. But I'm like, the purpose is not to be salesy. Like, we don't want to like sell people or like manipulate people. Like, we're just sharing what we love. And it's super easy when you're stoked on what you're taking and you see results, and it's so easy to share. And I know I follow a lot of you already on social media, and you're amazing at doing, like, that's somewhere I lack. Like, you guys are amazing at like showing up and telling your story. And I think that just like reiterating that every time you talk to somebody. Another thing, what I just said is like social media. Some people are like, I hate social media. I know Lily said that last time and was like, I don't want to do that. Even though she's rocks it on social media, but yeah. So, and that's another thing, like, hey, like Mondays, I'll make like a story about a product and we'll share them. Like, we can all do this together. Like, this is a team effort. Like, I'm not gonna, if you're uncomfortable doing that, like, I'm willing to help you. And then also, like, obviously the pyramid scheme conversation, but recently I've just been like, hey, like, what's not one, right? Like, in this day and age, like, every single company has someone at the top, everybody is at the bottom. Like, the difference between this company is that you get a share of that company. And like, you know, and then I kind of bring up Jake, like, Jake was in a really awful company like that, and he has created this new comp plan so that everybody wins. And like, he understands a negative business when he sees one, and it's just different here, you know. And that seemed to be like really positively accepted too. So and then like no's, like obviously we get more no's than yeses. The worst one obviously is ghosting, like when someone just doesn't have even the decency to be like, sorry, no thanks. So easy to do. But I've learned that like, I'm just going to not take it personal. And they didn't say anything, so that's not a no. And it's funny, it's almost like, it's like, for me anyways, like some of my closest friends are the ones that do that. So I'll just like act like it didn't even happen. And then in a few days, like, I'll just be like, hey, you want to hang out? And then if it comes up, or if I just had a girlfriend who brought it up to me and was like, hey, so sorry I didn't get back to you. And then it started a whole conversation. So I know people are busy, lives are crazy. For me, like, it makes me feel uneasy to not text somebody back, but some people just, it slips their mind, and that's just how it goes. So I try not to take it personally, and then just think of another opportunity to like present it to them. And then the thank you, but not right now. You can kind of go back into incentives and be like, okay, I totally understand, but right now you can make $1,000, like right now, if you wanted to start right now. And then if they're still like, it's not the right time, like just take note and just keep including them in conversations. And it's not a no. So just remember, like, it's not a no. And then there's like the hell no, that I am basically just like shrugged off. And I'll just say like, hey, like, I totally understand. I'll be here if you're ever interested. And you can just be like, I'm just loving it so much. I just want to share it with everybody. And I totally understand. But if you ever are interested, let me know. And then you can just kind of like later down the line, keep them in mind and slip them a little message. So, but, and then like what Lily was saying that one week is that like try and do something else with them or talk with them about something else at a later time, just so they know that you didn't peace out totally. So basically, that's in a nutshell. I just feel like my biggest advice would just be to be genuine and think of them before yourself. Definitely just serve and lift up those people that you really want on your team. And everybody, your approach is going to be a little bit different just because of your relationship with them. For some of my friends, I'm like, girl, do this with me now. Like, this is the time. And for other people, I'm like, yeah, just let me know. And then in a week when there's promos, I'll be like, hey, this is an awesome time. Like, if you're interested, let's chat. So just like be consistent. And yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. So hopefully that helps somebody. And if anybody wants specific like verbiage that I have been using, you could totally text me or message me and I can send some to you. I think that's it. Thank you
Thank
guys
you,
so much.
Allie. That was so good. We can just like end the call right here because you covered like everything.
Thanks,
That
guys.
was so good. Alexie and I were like texting. We're like, okay, she covered everything. Bye. Okay, so really quickly, because Allie just spoke, don't mind my like Britney Spears headset. It's like week 2 rocking it because my laptop audio isn't working. So, but really quickly, because she just spoke, I kind of wanted to touch upon um, like my journey with Allie specifically. So Allie and I go way back to what was like 2011, maybe early 2010 or late 2010. Anyways, like we were in flight attendant training together at Delta Airlines and we graduated together and we like flew together and we both kind of like came away from flying. For me, I think for Allie too, maybe it was when we had kids. And it was just too hard to go back. So, anyways, we have followed each other on social media, kept up with each other as she started her photography business. Like she had asked me some questions because I had been doing photography for a while. And so that's kind of like my history with her. Like we weren't super duper close, but like we were following what each other were doing. And it came time for me to just say like, okay, I need to start going through people who I think would be great with this and just send them a message. Like I had to get over my own fears because for me in this business, a lot of people came to me first. So it like tables turned and I was like, if I want to grow here, I need to start reaching out to people like every single day. So on October 6th, I sent Allie 2 audio messages on Instagram and I just like wrote it down. I paraphrased kind of like what I said to her. Um, so I said, hey, I saw that you liked the reel that I posted today. Thank you for that. I know that you've been selling Rodan and Fields, and I thought maybe you would be interested in seeing our comp plan here at Q Sciences. Um, I know that where you are now and where I was with Young Living, it's like a lot of pushing for customer sales. And although our products really are amazing, that's not the main way that we earn an income. So you never have to worry about averages here from your customer orders, which is super nice. I thought that you might want to see a really quick and easy to understand video of our comp plan that my friend Brittany Hitch put together. She's one of the top 3 earners in the company, and she's only been here for 12 months, which really speaks for our crazy momentum. You can totally say no. There is zero pressure. I just wanted to put it out there and see if it might be something that you would enjoy. And now, granted, I'm reading it, so it sounded like I was reading it just now. But, like, it was just off, like on a whim, picked up my phone on Instagram and sent her these recordings. And she didn't reply to me, guys. She didn't respond to me for over a week. It was October 15th when she finally messaged me back. And she said, like, oh my gosh, Brittany, I'm so sorry. Like, I saw your messages and I listened to them. And like, I just kind of got really busy and it's been so long now. I feel awful. But she said, that she saw one of my stories about Q, and it reminded her to come back to the messages that I had sent to her. And she was, telling me that she was kind of at a place where she put Rodan and Fields on the back burner, and she was just kind of getting that residual monthly income, and that she really loved the products, but she was always open to hearing a new opportunity. And she told me that she trusted my judgments, and that if I thought it was great, that she wanted to hear more. And she said that she's really, really busy, but and so she wasn't sure if she could commit. But she gave me her phone number, and we continued to talk from there. So, all of that to say, number one, reach out to people that you know, right? Reach out to people who have been following you on social media. They could be friends from high school, they could be friends from college, they could be friends from working in a restaurant or a bar or an airline or wherever you were before. Utilize your connections. Get over your fears, because at the end of the day, the worst thing that they're going to do is ghost you or say no. And with that, people who say no and people who ghost you can go back to them. Lily, who spoke last week, Lily told me no. She told me no in July, August, and September. I reached out to her 3 times, and she finally said yes to me in October, and she hit executive in November. And then we've got other people. Megan, she told me no, and she ended up saying yes in October. So just because someone tells you no, maybe the timing isn't right there, like that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen eventually. But I want you to also take away from that, people who are with other companies, okay, people who are in other network marketing companies, they're already open to this type of industry, right? They're already willing to earn an income this way. And those are people who you should be considering reaching out to. And Alexie she recently has also been doing this. And we've been talking today about the different companies of people that we've been kind of seeking out to start conversations with. And Alexie, do you want to talk about one of the people that you and I talked about today?
Yeah, so I'll just be honest with you guys. I've kind of hit a wall with recruiting, which is going to happen because you really run out of people in your circle to reach out to. So I have been, and I'm going for bronze again. And turns out hitting bronze for a second month is going to be a journey. So I'm like, I have to get enrollments. So I have stepped up my ambassador enrollment game, and I have gone, excuse my French, balls to the wall with enrollments. One thing that I've been focusing on is people who are already in network marketing, because people who are already in network marketing aren't going to be the people who are like, ew, MLMs, pyramid schemes, scams. These are people who already have seen the value in network marketing. They know that it's not a scam. They know that if they work hard, they make money, but they might be in a position where they're working really hard and not making the money they feel like they deserve. And so when you're placing this opportunity in front of them that's different, and they're like, wait a minute, you hit ranks and you've been there for a month, like how? Because the people that I'm talking to have been in their companies for a year and haven't hit ranks, okay? But they're posting reels, they're showing up every day. And I'm like, if these people came to Q, where nobody knows about the products and nobody knows about the business, and started sharing, they would have success. So I know I keep saying this, but I use hashtags, and I'm like, hashtag, let me see what my hashtags were that I did today. Cause like I said, I've been doing like 20 reach outs a day. Hashtag Beachbody Coach, hashtag YL brand partners. And then I started doing Thrive. I went down a Thrive rabbit hole today. So I want to read you an exact conversation I had with a Thrive representative today, just to give you an idea. Because here's the other thing. Yes, it's really great to make authentic relationships with people. I'm not saying don't do that. Instagram is an amazing platform for creating really authentic relationships, but sometimes it's just as effective to just start talking about the business if you do it in a smart way. I'm not saying like message them and be like, hey, Susie, my name's Alexie and I want to sign you up with Q Sciences. Can you come to this opportunity call tomorrow? I don't know. That's not the way we do it. So this girl, I knew she was a Thrive. She posts about Thrive all the time. Like everything on her page is Thrive, which is cringy, but like she also obviously cares. So I commented on one of her stories that she had posted about people who think MLMs are a scam. And I was like, I hate when people feel that way. How long have you been with Thrive? Jumped right into it. Okay. And she was like, since May. And I said, congrats. How do you like it business wise? And she said, I love it. Honestly, it's my first go at the whole social selling arena, but my team's amazing. I truly believe in the products. The comp plan is pretty good. And I love not having to pay to run my business or have any sort of sign up fee for customers. I said, that's awesome. I love supporting and chatting with fellow network marketing moms. We got to stick together. And she said, yeah, who are you with? Right there. Just because I started asking her about her business, because I wanted to know, she's asking me about my business. And so I said, Q Sciences. And she said, not going to lie, I haven't heard of that one. And I said, it's pretty new, actually. We're about 3 years in the market. So the market isn't saturated. Coming from Young Living, it's been a great change of pace because most people don't know about us yet. I've managed to hit 5 ranks in 5 months. It's been a wild ride. That's awesome. Congratulations. Thanks. I was with Wild for 5 years. I was pretty close to giving up on network marketing. And she said, what are the products? Okay, so now she's interested in what we're selling. So then I told her what we sell, first to market with liquid medical grade collagen. And then I said, a lot of products you can't get at a grocery store, which was tough with Young Living because everyone just got oils at Target. Again, just keeping it light. I'm not like throwing the kitchen sink at her. We're just having a really simple conversation. And she said, yeah, I understand that. A lot of people think our vitamins are the same as the ones you get in a drugstore. And I said, right, it's so frustrating. Q focuses on the business rather than selling a ton of products. So luckily I'm mostly recruiting ambassadors and not really promoting products as much. It's awesome. And she said, oh, really? That's an interesting approach. And I said, how is Thrive's compensation plan? And she said, I guess I don't understand how you get compensated on recruiting ambassadors versus products. How does that work? And then I sent her our comp plan. Okay. This conversation was like so natural. And I said, that kind of explains it. And she messaged me an hour and was like, I'm going to have a look at that later tonight. I have no idea where it's going to go. It doesn't matter. But if you're talking to people and just bringing it up in like a really natural way without being like, hey, join my Q Sciences team. I really want you to be an ambassador. It's a great opportunity. We have a great mentorship. We have good quality products. We have my Q Fit. It's a great opportunity. We love it here. Can I get you in a group chat with my mentor? I really think you'd love it. Do you have any questions? Like, we don't want to be doing that. Like I say this all the time, but when you're having conversations with people, you have to dangle the carrot. You want them asking you questions. I sent them the actual video because she just said she didn't understand how that works. So I wanted her to see the whole picture, because I could have sat there and been like, so when you recruit 2 people and then they enroll 2 people, and then when you enroll your 3rd person, you place them under that. Like, I don't really want to do all that when she can just watch a quick video. Because again, you don't want to lose people. But yeah, I feel like it's really easy to get so excited about this opportunity that you share everything at once. And like, instead of doing that, because even if it takes you a week to finish a conversation with someone, I have no idea if and when she's going to watch that compensation plan. I'll message her in 2 days and be like, hey, did you watch that compensation plan video? Because I also don't want to be desperate. You know, especially with someone who's from a network marketing company, they can smell fear and desperation. Don't let them sniff that out on you. But even if it takes time, you don't want to throw all of it at once. You just want to have a really like natural conversation with people. And then as it goes, you start sharing little by little, bit by bit. Like Allie said, the pieces of the compensation plan or the pieces of this opportunity or the products or whatever it is that's going to hook them. And then you let them ask you questions. I did not have to sell her anything. Not that she sold, but she asked me question after question after question because I only gave her a little bit of information and she wanted to know more. So if you're having a conversation where you're finding that you're saying everything and all your messages are this long in Instagram and it's like, your message is too long, you need to stop. Like, you need to take a break. You need to call me or call Brittany and be like, what do I do? Like, how did I get this far down this rabbit hole? And now she's not talking to me anymore. Like, I feel like that's why we get ghosted, because we scare people away. But if the way to not scare people away is to just drop little, I don't know, little breadcrumbs on the ground. And then they're following you, picking them up, because they're like, ooh, what else is there to know? Like, what is more? And the people who don't respond or ghost you or whatever, like Allie said, who gives a crap? And if for no other reason, if you're that scared, then do what I'm doing on Instagram, because these people, you'll never talk to them again. It doesn't matter. Like, these are the people you want to practice on. Like, tomorrow, get on Instagram and start talking to 10 people. Like, just do it. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I've had a bunch of conversations today with people in Beachbody, because their compensation plan is really confusing and they always find it interesting looking at ours. I'm in a lot of conversations with people from Thrive. And do I think that maybe they know what I'm doing? Yes. And have some of them immediately tried to pitch me products right off the bat? Yes. But are we still having like a conversation back and forth, which tells me that they're interested in something that I'm saying? Yes. So who cares? Like, practice. If you get no's, keep on practicing until you get a yes. And then you're going to figure out what the right wording is. And also, everybody wants scripts, and I get it. Like, I want a script that's going to work too. I wish that there was this one size fits all script that all of us could just send to everyone we know, and it would get us 8 million ambassadors. But the reality is, these scripts are crap, because only you know who you're talking to. And you can't just send a script to someone because their response isn't scripted. You're going to get all kinds of objections. And if you missed what I said earlier, I was in a call last night and this girl said, when someone gives you an objection, like, I have to ask my husband, or I don't have any money, instead of being like, okay, go ask your husband, or okay, well, when you have enough money, come back. That's the end of the conversation. If you do that, instead of doing that, be like, if your husband said yes, would you do it? Or if you had the money in your bank account right now to do this, would you do it? And usually you'll find out, because then they have to answer you. They actually have to keep having a conversation instead of what they really wanted to shut this conversation down. But that's going to get you the answer, like the real reason behind why they're not saying yes right now. And they'll be like, oh, I probably would, but I don't know, because like our finances have been really tight and I just don't know if we have time or whatever. But if we just accept these objections as a no, and like we don't at least ask like those questions, you're never going to find out what the real reason is. And 99.9% of the time, the real reason why people don't want to work with you is because they're scared. That's it. They're scared of failing. They're scared of what people will think of them. They're scared of trying something new. They're scared. And you can like talk to them about that, but you're not going to figure that out unless you push a little bit, which is like, ask Brittany. That's like my biggest thing. And she like calls me out on it all the time. Like, you need to, like, that is not acceptable. Like, that is not a no. You need to go like push her harder. And I'm like, I don't want to. It's a no. Like Shelby, when Shelby joined me and she was going to get vitalized, I called Brittany. I was like, yeah, she's just going to be a customer. And like, that's fine. Like, maybe she'll come around. She says she doesn't want to do the business. And Brittany was like, no, put her in a group chat with me right now. And I was like, oh gosh. And I was like, okay, fine. I was like, but don't be like pushy and mean, because I'm scared. Like, I really want her to order the Vitalize. Like, she needs this. Like, let's go easy. And now Shelby has been on every call since she joined. She's like working her butt off. And at first she was like, yeah, like, I'll just join as an ambassador just because it works out that way. But like, I would never have pushed her into being an ambassador if Brittany wouldn't have been like, she can be an ambassador. I was like, okay. So yeah, like, don't be afraid if you're having a conversation with someone. We say this all the time. Please come to us. Please put us in group chats. Please ask our opinion. Please send us your audio messages. Please show us what you guys' conversation looks like. Like, Shelby sends me pictures of conversations like 10 times a day. And I love it. I really love it, because then I can see what she's saying. And from the beginning until now, like, she has learned so much. And now she's like starting to sound like me, because she has come to me so many times, been like, how would you respond to this? Okay, I'm done. Sorry, that was like way longer than I had anticipated.
No, but that's such a good point is like the more you guys get us into group chats and you hear the way that we send our audio messages and you see the things that we are sending to people in these messages, then the more like the easier it is for you to like not emulate because I don't want you to copy what we're doing, but like the easier like it's just it's naturally going to come where you're going to know what to say, you know, and you're going to know how to respond to people on your own and you're going to know how to help your ambassadors in group chats and it goes like all the way down the line. So um like Whitney's had me in group chats like every single day since she enrolled. And we were in a group chat today with Brittany Hitch with someone from Beachbody who she had reached out to, who was like super intrigued after she was not really interested in the beginning, but like she was really interested in knowing more once she saw the compensation plan. And so that kind of goes into like the next topic that I wanted to touch on, because I know a lot of you have questions about what do I say if people are already in network marketing. So the way that I usually approach those people is like, first of all, I do a little research. What are they sharing about on social media? Do they seem excited? Do I connect with them? Like, you know, I'm the idiot who hops on my reels and like does all these trendy dances and stuff like that and tries to be funny with it. So, are they someone who like I relate to, who I know once I start talking to them, you know, they're going to turn around and look at what you're sharing. So, is that someone who's going to relate to me, like feel comfortable talking to me? Are we like similar, right? And so usually I'll just reach out and I'll say something like, "Hey, Alexie, I really love the reel that you shared the other day. Hey." Sorry, she made a face. I really love the reel that you shared the other day, about your company. Like, how long have you been with the company? You know, are you happy or whatever? Like, you feel out whatever way the conversation feels normal and feels best for you. But I don't beat around the bush, and like I say that so many times in our group messages, right? Like our team chats. I'm like, I do not beat around the bush. I get right to the point. Like the worst thing ever, I've been a blogger for like 5 years, you guys. That's what I did before my photography took off and before I found Q, is I was like big into blogging. And the one thing that was like super, super annoying is like as soon as you use the hashtag mom life, like it was like a swarm of like mosquitoes just like coming at you, wanting to like suck all of my followers and like take them, right? So they wanted to be like, hey, you just had a baby. Like, you should try this workout product or you should try this weight loss product. And all of these people were like trying to sell me products, right? And like, they didn't come at it that way though. They're like, hey, girl, oh my gosh, your fam is so cute and blah, blah, blah. And it was so fake. You guys, do not be that person. Do not beat around the bush. People know. Like, people are not stupid. They know when they go and look at your feed, they can most likely tell that you're with another company, or if they go watch your stories, they can see all the screenshots and graphics that you're sharing. They know what you're reaching out to them for most likely. And that's like anybody on social media right now. So just get right to the point. Hey, like I saw that you're with this company. I joined this amazing company. Our compensation plan is unmatched. We had 700% growth last year and we're going to quadruple it this year. Like, the momentum is crazy. I am finding so much success and I want to talk to you about it because I feel like we click. Like, you and I are so much alike. I love watching your reels. I love your videos, like your stories, whatever it is that you feel connected with this person to, just go and lead with that. Like, just make sure it's natural and it, you know, it flows, I guess. And I know Alexi and I were saying that, like, you know, this you can't have a set script because it's going to be different for everybody. But we are going to type up a little bit of like different types of dialogues that you can use as a jump off point. My recommendation is to really, really, really study them through audio message. Record yourself on your camera if you want. Record yourself and send it to me if you want. You don't actually have to even send it to me. You can record it and then delete it and record it and delete it. I had three ambassadors texting me today doing just that, sending me audio messages so that we could go back and forth and tweak it and troubleshoot and help them really, really do well with their audio messaging because that's what they want to do. And it is a very useful tool. If you can get to the point where you're very comfortable and you can be really excited, you can emulate, like you can put forth all of your excitement in one message through audio where like people can't really read that through a text, and that excitement is contagious. Um, so if someone's in network marketing already, once you're in a conversation with them, like Alexie is in a conversation with this girl from Thrive, some questions that you can ask them to really get them thinking in like a business mindset would be things like, how long have you been with your company? 3 years. Awesome. Okay. So what do your paychecks look like at this point? Or like, what about your team? Like, what about your team's paychecks? Are they winning along with you? And do you feel like the hustle, like the work you're putting into this, your hustle, your team's hustle, do you feel like your paycheck matches your hustle? And I can guarantee you that for a lot of people, it's not. So this girl, like Alexie said, she was talking to someone who's been with Thrive since May, and she hasn't hit a rank yet. And, I was with Young Living for a very long time. And when I started utilizing it as a business, like I still was like stagnant in my growth. And I was working my booty off in all these conversations and trying to grow this business. And I was making like a measly, like, $100 a month, but I was spending like 300. So, that's like what I don't want people to run into here, and people don't want that. So share what we've got here because what we've got is really good. So first you start having the conversation with them. This goes for anybody you're talking to. You start the conversation and you give them little tidbits, little breadcrumbs, as Alexie wants to call them. You give those to them. And then the conversation flows. And then you say, yeah, here's our compensation plan. It's great. And they see that compensation plan and they get stars in their eyes and they're going to start asking business questions. And you say, I'm still really new here. I would love to put you in a group chat with Alexie or with Brittany or with both of us. Um, Brittany hit 4 ranks in 4 months and she's super passionate about the business. Alexie hit 5 ranks in 5 months and she's an incredible mentor. And together they put together this mentorship program and, just edify whoever you are putting into a group chat and put them in the chat with us and let us do the rest. You give them the tidbits and it is our job to not word vomit, but like excitedly share all of the facts. Once we have them in a group chat, we will excitedly share all the good juicy details and feel out how the conversation is flowing. But you have to do the legwork to get them into a group chat. Don't try and like spill all the stuff, and I'm trying to see. Okay, so I'm going to go into the questions now really quickly. Like I said, I'm going to type up some dialogue examples that Alexie and I come up with, and I am going to send them out by the end of the week so that you guys can use them as a jump off point. And I just want to say on that note, when I joined Alexie, I was super, super excited and passionate about this opportunity. I joined her when we were driving to Jacksonville to stay at a hotel. And I shared my peak post that day. That night, I had 3 people in a group chat with her and Brittany Hitch. And I had 2 of them enroll, like before I ever even got to my final destination of St. Augustine. So we stayed at a hotel overnight in St. Augustine. And then that next day, I was practicing my audio messaging like crazy. Like I was in the passenger seat and I was so embarrassed because I don't even like doing Instagram stories in front of my husband. And I was sitting there and I'd like record an audio message and I'd look over at him and he'd be like, yeah, it sounds like you're reading. So I delete it and I would do it again. And I tell you, it probably took me like 12 times of recording and deleting an audio message before I could send it to one person. And then I'd go to the next person and I would do the same thing all over again. So practice, like the audio message carries a lot of weight because you can get so much excitement across. It works. If it's done well, it works. And like I said, you can practice to yourself, practice in the mirror, practice in the shower, call me up, call Alexie, text us, audio message us, whatever, but practice those. And make the examples that we're going to share, make them your own and, just tweak it to whoever you're talking to. So to answer the questions that we gathered, is cold messaging still a no-no? in my opinion, no, not if it's done right. Alexie?
That's what I'm saying. I think cold messaging the way that I said
Yeah.
is gross. I
It's like
think that
warm
cold
messaging.
messaging, yeah,
Alexie warm messages. Like, hey.
yeah. But also, so I talked to Brooke Urban the other night and I asked her, what do you think about cold messaging? Because like I said, I've hit a wall and I'm like, I've got to find ambassadors. I really do. And she was like, Brandon Stevens was at Silver Retreat and he cold messages like 10 people a day. But cold messaging in the way that I said, like he'll search the CrossFit hashtag. This is what he said. He searches the CrossFit hashtag and then messages the big CrossFit accounts. It is like, hey, I see what you're doing. I like you must be really like you must be really interested in like health and wellness and like really high quality supplements. I just partnered with this company and our supplements are the best on the market. And I'd love to share with you a little bit about how we could help you grow some residual income by selling and sharing these products. That was obviously not how Brandon Stevens does it, but you get the point. If Brandon Stevens, who is the top enroller in our company, is cold messaging, I mean, there must be something to it, right? And I like, again, please don't be gross. You put yourself in the person you're messaging's shoes. And if it makes you cringe, don't send it. If it even makes you think this feels gross, ask me or Brittany first. Okay. Because there is a right and a wrong way to do it for sure. But no, I don't think that cold messaging is off the table. I think there is a way to do it that is proper. And I don't think I've mastered it yet. I'm working on it, but
Yeah, we're constantly growing and working on it because for a while we were like, no, we're not going to cold message. But now we're like, hold on. If you do this the right way, like it is an absolutely excellent way to grow your business, right? The next question was someone who's been in network or someone who's been in business with another company for years. I think we kind of covered that one. You know, those are the people that you reach out to the way that I reached out to Allie, or that Alexie is reaching out to people that she had gone through on when you know shared when she was talking. Just ask them questions, figure out where they're at in their company, and then let them get stars in their eyes and dream about where they could be here. You know, um, what do you say to someone when you check in after a week of no response? So I think everybody on this call right now, we're all moms. um, Whether you're a mom or not, people get busy, especially this time of the year. Like October with like Halloween, getting ready for Thanksgiving. So then Thanksgiving and then Christmas, whether you're a mom or you're a teacher or you are, I don't know, like any position, retail especially, like this is a really busy time of year. If you don't hear back from somebody, don't think it's because they're necessarily trying to ghost you. People get busy, and someone not answering you is actually like the perfect scenario aside from them saying yes, like tell me more, right? It's not a no. It's not a, oh, I'm busy. It's not, oh, it's not a good time. It's nothing, right? So you have a window of opportunity to reach back and like get in touch with them. Okay. So I usually will wait. I'm impatient. I typically will wait like a week. And I think some people, or I typically wait like 3 days. I think some people will wait like a week. Um, so I will say like, "Hey, Alexie, I know that like life gets crazy busy. Oh my gosh, mom life, right? Like I know people get super busy, but I wanted to reach back out to you because I'm really excited. Our company has Christmas cash right now through December 31st, and we've got this great 30 days to executive mentorship program that like we've had people rank to executive and pro and earn all kinds of great Christmas cash, and they're building businesses here, and like, I'm really, really excited. I'm loving the community. And I just wanted to touch base with you again and see if you had any questions for me. And not saying, like, did you see my message? Not saying, where have you been? Or like, hey, I know, MLMs are sketchy, but this is different. Like, don't lead off on negative. Like, don't lead on negative and don't leave it off on a negative. Like, address the fact that they have a life and that they're busy, and like relate to them in whatever way you relate to them. So if they're a mom, throw in mom life. If they have a bunch of dogs, like throw in like, oh my gosh, like dog mom life, like whatever it is that you relate to them on. If they're a teacher and you're a teacher, you say like this time of the year, like it's so crazy, right? Like Christmas parties and getting ready to go into the new year, grading, you know, need report cards or whatever it is. I'm not a teacher, obviously, but we have a lot of teachers. But whatever it is, like throw in a way that you relate to them, and then leave it off as on a question, asking them what questions that they have. So that way you are opening up the door for the conversation to happen, but you're not really doing it in a way that there's a ton of pressure. The next question was how to bring up the business with someone who used to do this but wasn't successful. I mean, I think we kind of touched on that too, but Alexie, is there anything you want to add?
I think we touched on it. I mean,
Okay.
if you have friends who have done network marketing before, just genuinely, I think sharing the comp plan, but sharing the comp plan, like I was done with network marketing. I saw the comp plan and I was like, oh, wait, maybe I'm not done. But obviously, I mean, I would just be like, hey, Brittany, I know you did, I've done this before. Like, hey, Brittany, I know you did Young Living a few years back. Like, I did Young Living too, and it was a bust for me. Like, I know what that feels like. And I thought I was done network marketing forever. Like, I had sworn it off. But then this opportunity was presented to me, and the comp plan is so different than any comp plan I've ever seen in network marketing in the past. And it really opened my eyes to the opportunity that is here in network marketing and what I believed in before, but didn't find success in. Like, I would love to share a little bit about that with you. I'm just like, yeah. And then either send a complaint or be like, would you be open to chatting about it? I always say, get people on the call. Like, either get them on a Zoom or a phone call or get them in person, because when you're actually like able to connect and have that back and forth, it's so much better than texting when you don't know the tone, you don't know anything. Like, if this person lives by you or if you can call them, just get them on the phone. And even just, I know that's scary, but be like, I was thinking about you today because 5 months ago, like, I was with Young Living and like not making any money, and I know you were there too, and like I know what that feels like, but holy cow, this is so good. Like, I want to talk to you about it. Do you have time to talk? What are they going to say? No. Probably not.
Yeah, they'll feel kind of obligated.
I like making people feel obligated.
Yeah,
Ask
no, that's good.
Madison.
And I like the
I
phone.
bug
I
nice.
love talking on the phone. Alexie and I are on the phone probably like 5 out of the like 8 hours or
I know,
whatever
like
it is that
3 hours
we're
a day.
yeah, we're on the phone a lot. So the next one was how do I get someone into a group message? Um, edify the person you're putting them into a group chat with. I always say like play dumb. Right? Like yes, you want to be knowledgeable about why you're here, but always lead that like someone could know more than you, right? Like I was in a group chat with a Beachbody girl with Whitney today, and she was talking about how important community was and was asking questions about top earners in the company and things like that. And I said, you know who would be really good for you to talk to, who's going to have all of the answers to the questions you're asking, is Brittany Hitch. I'm going to get you in a chat with Brittany Hitch. And I did. And Brittany talked to her and asked her all the questions, and they had a great conversation. And even if she doesn't enroll anytime soon, what she's walking away with, being with another company, what she's walking away with is that she was able to access within like a very short period of time, like what, maybe 5-10 minutes of talking to me, she was able to get into a chat with one of the top earners in our company. You know what I mean? So edify whoever you're putting them in a chat with. So whether it's Alexie, who hit bronze in 5 months, she hit 5 ranks in 5 months, $1,700 a month, $200 a month towards debt payoff, $2,500 bonus. You throw numbers like that at people, and they're going to want to hear what the other person who's found success has to say. And like making them relatable as well. So edify their success, but also she's so friendly. She's a mom of 3, like, whatever it is. When someone says not right now, when do you reach back out? So like I said, typically wait a couple of days because I'm impatient, but I know some
A
people
month.
will wait a
You
week.
wait a month. You wait a month.
You wait until next year on October 25th.
No. If somebody says they're not ready right now, you don't reach out the next week. Brittany does. That's how she got Lily though. So like whatever. I mean,
Oh,
Madison.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
I
someone
think
says
you
not
like
right now, I'm like, Yeah.
Like
This is one of your
Madison told
filters.
me not right now
No,
for like what,
I don't
3
wait a couple of
months?
days. I wait a month. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, a month. And then you don't know if their situation has changed. And you just like literally, Madison, how often did I mention the business with, of course, like regular conversation in between? But like, she told me no like 5 times or like not right now.
But I was telling you no, but it was like a soft no. And then you were still sharing though your excitement. You were sharing other people's success, which I had the biggest jump in my like interest where people are reaching out to me when I hit executive, but then I shared the very next slide a picture of everybody that had hit ranks. And I had a huge splurge of like, whoa, like, okay, you can't be making this up if like all these other people are doing it too. So you were saying, I was telling you like, oh, I don't think so because it's scary. But then at the same time, you were sharing all of your success. And that was what kept me on your page.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So like, no does not mean no in network marketing. No should always be no, but not here.
No
It's
means
okay
yes.
to reach out the next month. I give it a month and then be like, hey, I know you said you were interested last month and that it wasn't a good time, but like we have this going on right now. There's always something
There's
going on
always,
here.
especially in January. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
There's
like
so
just be
much
like, oh my
happening.
gosh, we you know like conventions coming next month. Like the time to join is now. You have all of this month and all of next month during convention to hit your 2 ranks. Like, and if you want to reach out to someone you don't know what to offer them, free shipping. Like I am doing a free shipping promo. I just wanted to let you know because I know we talked about it and you said your money was tight, but like this could really be helpful for you or like whatever. A
Yeah.
month, not
There's
a
always
week.
something. There's always something. And you can create something too. Get creative. Like B is going to offer um mini sessions to the first 3 people who decide to like say yes to health and wellness in the month of January. And like use what you've got to like get creative. Like if you are a photographer or if you want to offer childcare, or I know we've got a lot of dog moms, like if you want to offer pet sitting, you know what I mean? Like offer something that's going to make people like at least get the products in their hands. Then they're going to fall in love with our team, obviously. And then they're going to want to stick around and they're going to do it, you know? So get creative. And then tips for closing the deal. What you got, Lexi? Tips
You
for
know,
closing.
Brittany knows. I literally just ask people. I'm like,
You ready?
okay, we've been talking about this for like 2 weeks now. Like we're going back and forth. You've seen the products. You obviously are interested in the business. I get it that your money's tight, but like, and I always say the worst thing that could happen is you get the best supplements ever and you feel great for an entire month. The best thing that could happen is that you make that money back, make more back, and you just grow from there. But like, you just have to ask people. You have to get over it and just be like, look, we've been talking about this. Like, is it a yes or a no? And if it's a no, like what's holding you back? Like just tell me so that I can know and move on. And if they have like a valid reason, great. If they're like, my husband doesn't want me to do it right now, then you say, well, what if your husband did want you to do it? Would you do it then? And then you get down to the heart of the problem. But I just ask
Mhm.
Brittany. I've read her conversations where I'm just like, all right, are we going to do this today?
Yep. It
Sorry.
just, you have to just be straightforward. Don't beat around the bush with anything. With any time that you're talking to people, people know what your Madison says she thinks that's what you said to her too.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, like are you just don't beat around the bush. Just get straight to it. And do it in a nice way, obviously. But like I have a girl who I went to, like we were really, really close when we were young, and I shared the business with her on December 1st, and she's been saying yes, she wants it. Like she keeps saying it, but she's super busy mom. And so finally, like I said to her, I'm like, yo, are you ghosting me? Like just so you know, I'm not the type of person you have to ghost. Like it's totally okay if right now is like a busy season for you. But like I wanted to just make sure you're okay because I haven't heard from you. And she's like, oh my gosh, no, I still want to totally do this. I don't have any second thoughts. And you know, it's just you never know unless you ask somebody. So just always follow up. And if you need help closing the deal, come to Alexie or I and send us some screenshots of the conversation or give us the down low, and we will try and help you brainstorm. So, it's been a really long call. I'm sorry that it went so long, but I appreciate everybody being here and listening and taking notes. I've seen some of you guys taking notes and just wanting to, just grow here with us. It's awesome. I love our team. So, does anybody have questions before we hop off? Yes, Shelby.
I was wondering if anyone had any like insight that they could give me on Beachbody. I'm talking to a few friends that do Beachbody, but I don't know anything about like how their stuff works to compare anything. So if anyone has talked to Beachbody people that can offer like a little bit of how they work so that I can kind of have that understanding, that would be amazing.
Alexie.
No, that's just what I was gonna say. My good friend is like, she makes $11,000 a month with Beachbody. And like the first time we ever hung out, she like, kid you not, she pulled out a whiteboard and started drawing all this stuff on the board about their comp plan, right? I've never seen anything more confusing in my entire life. It was like, you know how we have a 1-page comp plan? Theirs is like a whole book, because I was like, because she kept scrolling up on her thing. I'm like, how do you even know how this works? Like they have this thing where like, if your team's like running, I guess, really hard, and you bring in like X amount on the hour, you get paid a bonus hourly for bringing in money. Oh, Brittany, is that what you're saying? Okay. Brittany knows, please.
Originally, the first time I was ever exposed to network marketing was actually through Beachbody back in 13 and 14. And I quit in 15 because of the culture. But I mean, it literally is like, not an exaggeration, a 12 to 17 page comp plan. And there are so many like disclaimers. And if you do it this way, then you'll get this amount. But if you do it this way, you get this amount. It was absolutely confusing. And they push so hard for their Shakeology as their like one size fits all. And for the team that I was with, they were pushing so hard that it wasn't about like everybody's health. It was about signing people up. And so that was like the refreshing part for me coming here, was the change in culture. It was not like one size fits all. It was, we have something for everybody. What problem do you need solved? And it was, where are you coming from? Let's see how we can help you, versus like, oh, you're fat, you need to lose some weight here, and my magic drink is going to make that happen. And at the time, we were struggling with infertility, and just the culture and everything. They actually, to my face, more than one person on the team said, I didn't want it bad enough because I wasn't hey girling enough people a day. And so I was like, deuces, I'm out, y'all. And most people I've talked to since that I knew in that time say that it's still a continuation that way. Now, obviously, there's always going to be bad teams. There's always going to be people who aren't doing network marketing the right way, or with, their heart, and they're doing it with money being their only goal and not in a way of making sure everybody wins, and just doing it really slimy. But I've found a lot of people are kind of like that way. And I mean, I was there for a while. I went as far as to be trained as an insanity instructor, and still never made it past Emerald. And that's the first rank.
Yeah,
like that's
so
how hard it is to make any money there.
see, we've got really great comp plan. We have really great systems. But yeah, I mean, you can probably access other network marketing companies' compensation plans so that you can kind of know what you're getting into. But I'm sure if you ask people, I mean, honestly, just know that like our comp plan is a one pager, and it's like, it's the best. It's unmatched. It's like gonna give people stars in their eyes when they are at another company and they see it. So I don't even bother researching other comp plans. I'm just like, yeah, our comp plan is unmatched. Boom, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. But if you guys have other questions, go ahead and drop them in our team chat, and we can get them answered for you guys. I don't want to have to keep anybody else on too long. So we can end the call here. I'm going to end the recording.